we'll get started. My name is Stephanie. We're here for Pilates. Let's start hands and knees. So 4-point kneeling, we'll do our breathing here. So wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. We'll start with the cat-cow. Inhale, create that arch, look up towards the ceiling. Exhale, tilt the pelvis forward, scooping through the core. Breathing in and breathing out. Just warming up the spine here, moving between flexion and extension. We'll pause in a neutral spine. Get a little stretch here, so reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. We'll thread the needle underneath. Just getting some rotation to the arm here. And we'll pause, right hand back down to the mat, left hand up towards the ceiling, we'll thread the needle. Inhaling and exhaling. And pause with that left hand back down. We're going to take the right hand to the head, forehead, or behind the head, whatever feels more comfortable to you. Just going to open up and close. Finding that rotation, we'll pause, right hand down, left hand to the forehead or behind the head. We're just opening and closing. We'll pause back at center. Maybe you take the right hip towards the right shoulder, getting some lateral flexion. Back to center, over to the other side. Left shoulder to left hip. Just feeling that side stretch here, like you're wagging your tail. And then we'll pause back at center, hands under shoulders. You're going to tuck the toes, just hover the knees an inch or two off. We're going to hold here, just warming up that core. You can always tap back down and come up. Otherwise, it's a knee hover for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees down, child's pose. Reach those arms away from you. Inhaling and exhaling. We're going to come laying all the way down on our backs now. We're going to grab that ball. You're going to just lift your hips. Ball's going to go underneath the tailbone, almost like a little bunny tail. And just make sure you're centered there on the ball. Palms can press into the mat, or they can go out to the side, whatever feels better for you. You kind of want to imprint that spine in. We're going to start with just some pelvic rocks here. So you're in that neutral spine. Tuck the pelvis forward, and then return back to that neutral spine. So it's like you're moving between 6 and 12 on a clock, scooping forward and backward on the pelvis here. It's a small range of motion. You're just warming up that core, finding the glutes as you scoop. Try to keep the knees still, feet flat, pressed into the mat. We'll pause in that neutral spine. We're going to take over to the left, center, right, center. So rolling kind of across the ball here, tilting the pelvis sideways each direction, while trying to keep the knees and feet stable here. You're just kind of finding those pelvic muscles here. This time it's like you're going between a 3 and a 9 on a clock. We'll pause back at center. You're going to draw like almost a circle, like you go up to 12, over to 3, 6, 9, and back around, drawing a little circle here with the hips. Finding each movement, finding your neutral spine and that imprinted spine. Keep the knees still, and we reverse, we go the other way. 12, 9, 6, 3. It's a small movement here. You're just kind of rolling around, finding that circle of the hips. Just loosening up here. Inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. Let's pause back at that center spot there. Find that neutral spine. We're going to take palms pressed into the mat, fingertips relaxed, roll the shoulder blades down. Feet are pressed evenly into the mat. You're just going to inhale, exhale, slowly articulate, lifting the hips maybe off of the ball an inch. Inhaling at the top and exhaling to scoop back down. So it's like we're doing a bridging over the ball here. That ball shouldn't roll away. It's still just going to be right underneath. And if you have any back issues, you can always stick with hinging instead of articulating. Otherwise, it's a scoop, one spine bone at a time up, pressing those kneecaps away, finding the glutes and scooping back down. Good job, guys. Find that squeeze of the glutes at the top. And on this next one, maybe we just hold up, squeeze the glutes, press the kneecaps away, the feet are pressed evenly into the mat. No strain in the neck, the face, the shoulders. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Scoop one bone at a time, back down over that ball. All right, we're gonna move into some marching. So right leg to table, set it on down. Left leg to table, and set it on down. As you do this, press evenly into that ball. We found that tilt forward and backwards and side to side. Now you want to keep that pelvis completely stable, not rocking at all. If this is going well, maybe as one leg lowers, the other leg lifts, finding a little balance each direction. And as you do this, nice and slow and controlled, keep the pelvis stable on the ball here. Finding your core as you pause with both legs in the air there. We're going to take both legs to tabletop if it's available to you today. You're going to lower both toes down and back up. Keep the same angle in the legs. It's like a hinge from the hips. You don't want to overarch or feel anything in the low back, so the feet don't need to get all the way down to the ground. You just want to feel those abs start to work, those low abs. We'll pause, both feet on the floor, maybe shake it out for a second, take an inhale and an exhale before we go into our next set here. When you're ready, press the palms into the mat. You can always take the arms out wide to a V or a T if that helps you with your balance. Taking the legs to tabletop and then up to 90. It's going to be right leg lowers and lifts, left leg lowers and lifts. It's a longer lever challenge here, so you can always go back to tabletop if you're not feeling stable on the ball. Otherwise, reach that leg away, really finding length with these single leg drops here. We're going to pause with both legs up at 90, Pilates V, heels together, toes apart. Lower both legs down to a challenge spot. Slowly lift back up. Finding those abs here. Heels together, toes apart. Keeping the legs straight without hyperextending here. You want to just be finding those low abs. We have a couple more like this. Last one, really find those shakes that in. Slow, 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 back up. Feet by the mat. Shake it out for a second. We got one more. When you're ready, taking the legs back up to 90. Make sure you're pressed evenly into the ball. We're going to draw circles. So both legs open up, out to the side, back around to 45, and then up to 90. Yep. Drawing a big circle, separating the legs. They go out, around, and back in. So both legs are working here. You're trying to use your core to control those legs in that circle. And then next time you're up at 90, we lower down to 45 and reverse those circles. Trying to keep that pelvis really stable on the ball. Use your core, flowing through these. Couple more like this. Last one, up to 90. Feet can find the mat. You can remove that ball. Hips can come down to the mat. Maybe you bring your knees into your chest, turn the knees one direction. The other direction, give your low back a gentle massage. Feels kind of different now that the ball's not there. We're going to go into another set of bridging. So ball's now going to go in between the knees, right above the knees, the lower thighs. You've got that gentle squeeze in on the ball. Feet are flat. You've got a neutral spine, that little pocket of air. When you're ready, we're going to inhale. Exhale, slowly lift the hips up, squeezing our glutes at the top. Inhaling, exhaling one bone at a time, all the way back down. Continue with your breath, keeping that gentle squeeze on the ball, really finding those inner thighs. And again, you can always stick with that hinging instead of articulating if that's not working for you today. On this next one, we inhale, exhale, scoop up and hold. Keeping the hips lifted, squeeze in and out on the ball. Finding those inner thighs, squeeze the glutes, kneecaps shoot away. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, exhale, slowly roll on down. One bone at a time. Good job. We got one more set here. Keeping it parallel, we're going to inhale, exhale, hinge now up into your bridge. Squeeze the glutes. Inhale, exhale, hinge down. So instead of articulating, we're finding that hinge movement, squeezing the glutes up at the top. Looks good, guys. Warming up our back body with our bridging. On this next one, we hold up. Again, little pulses in on that ball, keeping the hips lifted for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, exhale, hinge back down. You can tuck the ball off to the side for a second. Take the legs up to 90, reaching behind the thighs or the calves. Pointing the toes, flexing, rolling the ankles if that feels good. Finding a nice hamstring stretch here. And then we'll move into our ab series. Right leg at 90, left leg at 45, both legs straight. We pulse, pulse to switch for scissors, pulse, pulse to switch. You could add that chest lift, it's optional. Reaching the legs away. Scooping up if you're in that chest lift, reaching those legs long, using your core. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it on down. Right knee to the chest, left leg shoots out to 45, single leg stretch, and we switch. 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 Reaching those toes long. You could be in that chest lift, that's optional. Try to keep that pelvis stable. We found that stability on the ball. Don't let the pelvis rock side to side. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it on down. Double leg stretch, both knees into the chest, arms and legs shoot out to 45, and you scoop back up. You're in a chest lift the whole time, or your head is down the whole time. Feeling those abs warming up. Good job, guys. We are here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it on down. Last one here. Hands behind the head, elbows wide, legs to tabletop. We move into our crisscross. Right shoulder to left knee, right leg shoots up to 45, and we crisscross to switch. 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 Stay up in that chest lift, elbows stay wide. Find the obliques here. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it on down. You can take your arms out wide to a T, knees back, feet flat on the mat. And let your knees sway one direction as your gaze goes the other direction. Inhaling to center. Exhaling to switch. Pausing back at center. Take the leg straight out in front of you. Ball comes in your hands. It's up to 90. We're going to inhale. Exhale, chin to chest. Scoop through that core. Squeeze in on the ball. Press your heels into the mat to come up into your roll-up. Forward folding over. Stacking back up nice and tall. Inhale. Exhale, scoop one bone at a time. All the way on down. Inhaling at the bottom. Exhale, chin to chest. Scoop through that core. Reach that ball. We got one more like this. Scooping one bone at a time all the way down. Inhaling at the bottom. Exhale, chin to chest. Scooping on up. Forward folding over. And we'll stack back up nice and tall. Ball gets set to the side. Back to that 4-point kneeling position. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Tuck the toes. Pike the hips up to down dog. You can pedal the legs out here for a second, feeling that nice stretch on the calves. And then we walk our feet in towards our hands, shifting weight into feet. Inhale, exhale, slowly roll on up. One bone at a time, head being the last thing to rise. Good job, guys. All right, we're going to grab our weights and do an arm set here. It's a bar arm set. I've got light weights. You can always ditch the weights at any point. We're going to be doing some combo movements here, so the weights are going to be up for a while. You're going to start to feel that burn. We're just going to push through it. All right, when you're ready, palms face back behind you, feet are just parallel. You're just going to squeeze up and back down to start. Yeah, this is the motion. You really want to find that squeeze each direction, getting the most work you can here. Inhaling and exhaling. We have a few more like this, then we're going to switch into a straight arm. Lift up to shoulder height and back down. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Weights come down. It's a straight up to shoulder height and back down. Yep. Find that pause each direction, really feeling the movement. Inhaling and exhaling. Keep your core engaged. You're cinching in through that waistline. The ribcage is closed. Shoulders stay out of the ears here. In a few here, we're going to pause up at the top and add some little rotations in and 2. 1, hold at the top. We're rotating, holding strong here. You guys got it. Keep those arms up. We're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're bringing it down back to that first set. Find that squeeze up and down. Breathing through this. We're going to go back to that straight arm, lower and lift in 3, 2, 1. Straight arm up to shoulder height and back down. Pausing each way. Find the arms here. Core cinched in. We're going to go out laterally out to the side here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Out to the side and back in. Keep those arms shoulder height. Breathe through it. Should be starting to feel that burn in the shoulders and the arms here. We're gonna pause out to the side in 5, adding that little rotation in 4, 3, 2, 1. You've got it. We're here for just a short time, and then I'll give you some relief. We'll go back to that first set. We're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down to that first set here. We're gonna keep going. This should be a relief though. Breathe through it. You can always ditch the weights, doing it without the weights. Inhale and exhale. We're about halfway done. We've got these sets. This should feel like a nice relief. In 5, we're going back out to that straight arm, lower and lift in 3, 2, 1. Bring it down, straight arm up and down. This is almost done here. Feel the shoulders and arms. Breathe through it. You guys are gonna be glad I said light weights. On this next one, we hold up, add those little rotations for 10, 9, 8, 7. When we're done, we're going back out to the side. 3, 2, 1. Out to the side, back down and up. Yep, feel it here. This is gonna be almost done here. Feeling those arms and shoulders. In 5, we're going from this T back to front of our body, and then we're going to add one last rotations, and then we're done in 3, 2, 1. We're going out and here. Yep. This should really burn here. This is our last set, and we finish with those rotations. We are almost done. Feel the shoulders and arms. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Out to the side. Last rotations. We're done here. You can do it. Breathe through it. Feel the arms and shoulders. We're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Shake it out, guys. That was tough. Roll the shoulders. Set the weights down. Roll out the wrists if you want. Let's inhale, arms up. Take the arms over to the right side, getting a nice stretch on those shoulders. Back to center. Over to the other side. Back to center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, feel that nice stretch. Take the arms back behind if that feels okay. And then press those arms away. All right. We're going to move to our little balance challenge that we do here. So I've got a new one for us today. It's going to be like you're on a tightrope here. So right foot goes in front of the left foot, and then find your balance to start here. Yep. So it's like you're on a tightrope. Find your balance to start. Arms come out. Squeeze the legs together. Even just being on this tightrope can be hard. We're taking the hands behind the head or to the forehead. Press evenly into your feet. We're going to rotate to the right. Center. Rotate to the left. Center. We're going to look down. Back to center. Going to look up. Back to center. We got one more. We'll go to the left this time first. Center, right. Center, down. Center, back up. Almost done. Bring it back. Arms out to a T. If you want to add on, we're lifting the heels and just holding. Holding that tight rope. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it down, shake it out. All right, we'll get that other side. Left foot in front, right foot back. This side might feel different. Find your balance to start.
Are we touching our toes to our
I
heels?
have them together. I have the toes to the heel. Because I feel like squeezing the legs in together kind of gives you more core and you can find your balance better. All right. When you're ready, you're lifting those hands on up, taking it behind the head to the forehead. Squeeze the legs together, use your core, find the glutes, we're rotating to the right. Center, left, center, down, center, up, center, one more, you're going to the left first this time. Center, squeeze the legs, core, find those glutes. Center, down, center, up, center, pause in here. We're going to take those arms out. We lift the heels, hold. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it down. Shake it out. Good job, guys. We'll just do our normal little set here. Left foot down, right foot's just going to come up and hold. Find your balance, focus on something not moving in front of you. Press evenly into that left foot. Inhaling and exhaling. You can stay here, leg can go out to the side. Maybe leg goes back behind. Bringing it back up to center. Hold strong here, almost done on this side. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it down, shake it out. Last balance set here. Leg down, right leg down, left leg up. Find your balance to start. Going well, maybe you take that knee out to the side. Maybe you take that leg back behind. Turning back to center, we just hold and find our balance here. Breathe through it. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it down, shake it out. Good job, guys. Alright, let's stand at the back of our mat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, reach up and over. Walking back out to that 4-point kneeling position. We're going to do a plank here, so options for planks. You can do the straight arm plank, forearm plank, kneeling plank, or regular plank. When you're ready, press on out and hold. Find your form here, tuck the tailbone, gaze at your fingertips. Heels shoot back behind you. Crown of your head is lengthening away from you. Hold strong. Feel those shakes set in. Squeeze the glutes. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees down, child's pose. Back to that 4-point kneeling. We're going to move into a side plank, so you guys turn towards me, I'll turn towards you. You can keep the bottom knee down if you want, or you can press out into that full side plank and hold. Yeah, the little hip dips. Dipping the hips here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it down right over to the other side. Find your form first. We have those little hip dips. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it to center, knees down, child's pose. You can take your hands over to the right. Center, hands over to the left. center. We're coming to a sideline position now. So our sideline leg work here. Options, you can be laid all the way down. You can be propped up on the elbow or up on the forearm. You want to feel like that side body is lifting up. The hips are at the back of the mat. You're flat back here. And then the legs will come to a little 45-degree to that front corner. When you're ready, we're just going to start with the lower and lift, parallel, lower and lift here. Keep that side body lifted up, belly button to spine. We're going to lift up, little pulses up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down, lifted hip height, point the toe, we're brushing forward and flexing back. Trying to keep that top half of your body stable and keeping that leg hip height. Controlling the movements here. Pausing with that leg directly over the other leg, point the toe, drawing little circles. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse those circles. Guys got this. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it down. Bend the knees. We're moving into our clam. Opening and closing here. Keep the hips stacked. Find the glute work. You can stay here. You add that elevated clam. You'll stay up, targeting a different part of the glutes here. Keep the heels still, not going up and down. And those little pulses up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it on down. We're going to extend. We're going to press down into a prone position. Hands will be underneath the shoulders. Activate the legs, press the pubic bone into the mat. Feel like the belly button can lift up off of the mat. Moving into our swan. Inhale, gaze comes up. Exhale, gaze comes down. Do this in a range of motion that feels okay for the spine. Try to lengthen through the crown of your head as you come up, not letting that chin jet way in or out. And keep the belly button to spine. Shoulders roll down your back as you come up into that extension. If this is going well, maybe you hover the hands, seeing if you can still find that extension, as long as that feels okay for the back. On this next one, we come down, hands shoot out in front of us. Moving into our swimming, right leg lifts as the left arm lifts, and we switch, 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 switch. We're gonna pick up the pace here. Lift, 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 lift. Kick those arms and legs, swimming arms and legs. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press on back, child's pose. And then we'll switch and get that other side when you're ready. Finding that sideline position to start. Hips are stacked, shoulders are stacked. We're starting with that lift and lower of the top leg. Feel like that side body can lift up. Little pulses up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it down, lifting it up hip height. Point that toe forward, flex the foot back. Keeping that leg hip height. Maybe it's a small range here. You want to keep that top half stable. Breathe through it. Pause with that leg over the other leg, point the toe, drawing those little circles. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse those circles. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it on down. Bend the knees, moving into that clam. Keep the hips stacked as you open and close. Finding that squeeze of the glute both ways. If you did it on the other side, adding on to that elevated clam. You'll stay where they're at. Opening and closing. And we hold up, little pulses up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it down. You can lay on your back. And grab a figure 4 stretch for each side. Taking one leg, crossing it over the other leg. Switch and get the other side. Bring it up, press yourself up to seated. You're gonna take the ball now. It's gonna go back behind almost like right in between the shoulder blades. Options to use the weights, or you can do this without the weights. So you're just gonna be kind of back on that ball. You have a little bit of a chest lift here. Knees are bent, feet flat. We're gonna take the arms out wide. You're gonna come up into a chest lift, arms come together, and then you come back down. So maybe you get a little bit off that ball each time. Adjust yourself on the ball if you need to get a bigger range here. But it's like a chest fly arms, and you're squeezing the core as you come up. Yeah, it looks good, guys. Really find that center core, the abs here. On this next one, we hold up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it back down. All right, let's remove. You can keep the ball. We're just gonna take one weight though. So one weight into the hands if you have it. Arms are just straight up. You're gonna come up over to the right, back, and then over to the left. You're really finding those obliques each direction. Squeezing the abs as you come up over. Feel the obliques, that side body work here. Breathing through it. Really reaching to find those obliques. We have a couple more each side. Last one each side here. Return to start. You can remove that ball for a minute here. We're gonna lay on back. Option to use the weight. You don't have to. The weight's gonna go just right in between the knees. So you're just holding that weight in between the knees. All right, you're gonna take the legs to the tabletop. We were doing a lot of that classical Pilates moves last week, so we're gonna add that reverse curl in to try to get the spine and low abs here. So if it's available to you today, you just rock the pelvis forward, scooping through the abs, lifting the hips a bit, finding like a little reverse curl. A lot of those Pilates moves shoot the legs back over the head, and this is just that starting motion here of really finding those low abs. Scooping through that core. You can stay here if you want to add on. You can remove the weight, take the legs up to 90. Try the same thing. Just a little scoop with the legs up at 90. Not required. You can always stick with the tabletop. Maybe you get a little bit higher. Tightening the abs here. Yeah, looks good, guys. We have a couple more like this. Make this last one your best. Really scooping up. And set it back down. Let's come up to a seated position. Maybe you butterfly the knees, forward fold over. If that feels good. And take the legs straight out in front of you, knees bent if that feels better for you. And we'll take the arms out to a T. We'll find a nice spine twist to the right. Center, left, center. Really feel like you're wringing out the spine here. Keep the bottom half still, pressing those heels into the mat to keep that pelvis from rocking side to side. On this next one, maybe you just hold for 3, 2, 1. Little deeper switch, get to the other side, holding, maybe reach a little deeper for 3, 2, 1. Back to center, forward fold, butterfly. We'll do our mermaid stretch here. So options, you can be crisscross applesauce or into a mermaid Z-sit position. If you're in a mermaid, one hand comes to the ankle, other arm out to a T. You exhale up and over, feeling that nice side stretch. Inhaling back up, shoulders stay down. In between 2 panes of glass here. Feeling that nice lateral flexion, side stretch. If this feels okay, maybe you come up and over, rotate both hands, gaze comes down. Carefully unrotating, untwisting, finding that counter stretch the other way. If you're in that Z-sit, switch positions. One hand to the ankle, other arm out to a T. We exhale up and over. That feels okay. Maybe on this next one, we come over and rotate, gaze comes down, feeling that stretch. And carefully unrotating and finding that stretch the other way. We'll finish laying down on our backs. Left knee bent, you can just take that right leg up to 90, maybe point and flex the toe here if I just stretch for that leg. You roll the ankle one way and the other way. Take that leg out wide if that feels good, wide V stretch. Right leg goes out to the side. Back to center, crossing that leg across the body if that feels good. Center, lengthen that leg all the way down, feeling that nice length. We'll switch against the other side, left leg. Right knee can be bent or straight, whatever feels better. Point and flex the toe here, roll the ankle. That feels good. Taking that leg out wide to the side. Back to center, cross and across. Center, lengthening that leg all the way down, feeling that nice length. Take both legs straight out. Maybe you take both arms up overhead, feeling that stretch back behind. Maybe you snow angel the arms, palms face up. Feeling that stretch on the shoulders. And then just pause with your hands. sides, whatever feels the most comfortable for you. We'll take some big breaths here. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out your mouth. Inhaling through your nose. Exhaling through your mouth. One last one. Breathe in. And breathe out. When you're ready, carefully bringing yourself up to seated. You guys are all set. Thank you so much for coming. Hope you guys have a great weekend.